Okay. All right. Welcome, everyone. I want to start with a question that I hear a lot from people who are 50, 55, 60 years old, people who have worked hard their entire lives, saved their money, done everything they were supposed to do. They put their money into a savings account, maybe even a high yield savings account, and they feel like they've been responsible. They're earning 4, maybe 5%, and they think, that's decent, that's safe. But here's what nobody told them. While they're sitting there earning 4 or 5%, the bank is renting the same money out at 7, 12, sometimes 24%. And the bank gets to keep the difference. So the question I want you to sit with today is, who's the landlord in that arrangement? You or the bank? Today, we're going to talk about how to flip that equation, how to stop being the tenant and start collecting the rent. Before we dive in, let me tell you a little bit about who I am and why I'm standing in front of you today. My name is Lee Boone. I'm the founder and president of Buckeye Financial LLC. I played defensive back at The Ohio State University under the great coach Jim Tressel, and I was blessed to be a part of the 2002 BCS National Championship team. You can see the ring right there. I'm proud of it. Now, I tell you that not to brag. I tell you that because that experience shaped everything about how I approach this work. Coach Tressel used to say it all the time. Defense wins championships. And I believe that with everything in me when it comes to your retirement. You spent decades on offense, building, earning, accumulating. My job is to help you build a defense around what you've worked so hard for. I'm licensed in 8 states: Virginia, Maryland, North Carolina, South Carolina, Arkansas, Texas, Ohio, and Tennessee. I specialize in fixed indexed annuities, index universal life, hybrid long-term care, and Medicare. And everything I do is focused on one type of client, the pre-retirement between 50 and 71 years old who is trying to make sure they don't run out of money before they run out of life. I'm also the founder of Financial Protection Institute, a nonprofit built around financial literacy for adults, especially in the age range of 50 and older, because I believe the information should be not a secret. Now let's get into it. Let's make this concrete. Let's say you have $10,000 sitting in a high yield savings account right now. You earn 4 to 5%. That's $400 to $500 for the year. Not bad, right? Now here's what happens on the other side of the ledger. Your bank takes that same $10,000 and loans it out to a mortgage borrower, maybe 7%, to a car buyer, maybe 9%, to a credit card holder, and there are millions of them, 24, 26, even 29%. So on that same $10,000, the bank earns anywhere from $700 to $2,400 every single year. You get $400. They keep the rest. Now here's the question I want you to ask yourself. In a rental property, who keeps the income? The tenant or the landlord? Right now, you are the tenant, and the bank is the landlord. And today, we're going to change that. So what exactly does it mean to rent out your cash? It simply means positioning your money so that it generates income for you, not for someone else. There are 4 ways to think about this. Number 1, you become the lender. Instead of depositing money at the bank so they can lend it out, you lend it out directly. Private notes, hard money loans to real estate investors, peer-to-peer lending, you earn 8 to 12% because you are the bank. Number 2, your capital generates cash flow like a tenant paying rent. Dividend stocks, REITs, assets that pay you every quarter just for owning them. Number 3, you use contractual protections. Index strategies where you participate in the market's upside but have a floor that protects you from losses. And number 4, you keep the spread. Instead of the bank pocketing 3 to 20% while you get table scraps, you capture the meaningful return. And the common thread in all 4, you become the collector, not the bank. Now I want to walk you through exactly how this system works, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. You deposit $10,000. The money moves to the bank. The bank bundles it with everyone else's deposits and loans it out to the borrowers. Those borrowers pay the bank between 7 to 24% interest. The bank keeps the spread, and you get your 4 to 5% back. That's the cycle. You're at the beginning of and end of that chain. Let me say that again. You're at the beginning and end of that chain. And the bank is sitting in the middle, eating the most profitable part. Look at these numbers. You deposit $10,000. The bank earns up to $2,400 of it. You receive $400. Now, I'm not saying banks are evil. That's just the business model. My job isn't to be angry at the bank. My job is to make sure you have access to strategies that work exactly the same way the bank does, because those strategies absolutely exist. All right, so let's flip the script. What would it look like if you were the landlord? There are several vehicles for this. There's private lending, dividends, covered calls, but the 2 I want to focus on today, because they are specifically designed for people in or near retirement, are fixed indexed annuities and index universal life policies. Okay? And I love this quote on the right side of the screen because this is the mindset shift. My money should pay me, not the bank's shareholders. That's the landlord's mindset. That's the philosophy behind every strategy we're going to talk about today. The question isn't, how do I avoid risk? The question is, how do I make sure I am the one who benefits from my own capital, not somebody else? Now, let me show you how a fixed index annuity actually works, because this is one of the most misunderstood financial tools in existence. Step 1, you place your premium with a highly rated insurance carrier. Step 2, that carrier invests your money in their general accounts, typically earning 5 to 7% in fixed income instruments. Step 3, with a portion of that yield, they purchase options on a market index, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, whatever index strategy you choose. And step 4, you earn index gains based on market performance. If the market goes up, you participate. If the market goes down, you get zero. Not negative, zero. That's the zero floor. And that is not a gimmick. That is a contractual guarantee written into your policy. 3 features make this unlike anything else. The zero floor protects your principal. Tax deferral means your money grows without annual tax drag eating into it every year. And the contractual guarantee means This isn't hope, it is a legal obligation of the carrier. That is renting out your cash at an institutional level. Let's put it side by side because I think this is where it gets very real. High yield savings account annual return is 4 to 5%. Fixed indexed annuities 6 to 12%. Indexed and capped based. Principal protection. High yield savings account gives you FDIC up to $250,000. Fixed index annuity gives you a zero floor backed by the carrier's financial strength. Tax treatment. High yield savings account. You pay taxes on the interest you earn every single year. Fixed indexed annuities, tax deferred. IUL, potentially tax-free distributions through policy loans. Who keeps the spread? In a high yield savings account, the bank does. In the fixed indexed annuity, you do. Market upside? None in a high yield savings account. In a fixed indexed annuity, you participate in index gains. Downside risk? The high yield savings account won't lose in nominal terms, but inflation is quietly eating at it alive. The fixed indexed annuity has a zero floor, no loss of principal. And here's the one that stops people cold. Lifetime income option. Your savings account will never guarantee you income for the rest of your life. A properly structured annuity with a guaranteed income rider will. That is the difference between being the tenant and being the landlord. Look, defense wins championships, and I learned that on the football field at The Ohio State. And I believe it with everything in me when it comes to your retirement. You spent 30 to 40 years on offense, building, earning, and accumulating. Now it's time to put that defense around what you built. Because one bad market event, one long-term care crisis, one tax torpedo can wipe out decades of work in a very short period of time. The Retirement Protection Review is a no-cost, no-pressure strategy session where we do 4 things together. We look at where you are with your money and where it currently sits. We show you exactly how much the bank is earning off of you right now. We design a personalized landlord strategy built around your specific situation. And you walk out with a written retirement protection plan, something tangible you can take home and act on. Now, you see the QR code on the right side of the screen. Pull out your phone right now, open your camera, point at the code, and it takes you directly to my booking calendar. You can lock in your retirement protection review in less than 60 seconds. Before you even leave this room, there's no forms, no waiting, no pressure, just a calendar and a conversation that could change the trajectory of your retirement. If you can't scan right now, my phone number is 804-909-5898. My email is lee@buckeyefinancialllc.com, and you can always visit buckeyefinancialllc.com. I'm Lee Boone with Buckeye Financial. Defense wins championships, and I would love to help you build a championship defense around your financial future. Thank you.